So hi, welcome back to the Live More with Rae show. Tonight we have a very special guest, and before we introduce the guest, I just want to remind you that living more and fearing less is our motto. I am so excited that you have been following me and listening to the show. I haven't heard from many of you, but I'd like to hear from a lot of you about what's going on in your life. Remember, the purpose of the show is for you to change and to help you change and to walk with you in the change, the journey of life. Remember, you don't have to do it by yourself. You have great people in this social media, in the network here, that are willing to live with you and walk with you. Tonight, my guest is the infamous Rae Brown. Now, I have to tell you, this man is really, really great. He does so many wonderful things for the community. He does a lot of things for people. He coaches, he talks to people, he encourages people, he empowers people. He's doing his thing. And I know that tonight you're going to get some pointers that are going to help you in your life. Now listen, if you don't have a pen and paper, we're going to give you a few minutes to get your pen and paper. But the things that we drop on you tonight are going to be so powerful, so empowering, and so encouraging that you're going to have to let us know how you're doing. Listen, the seasons are changing. We're getting ready to end this wonderful summer that we had. It wasn't that cold. No. I mean, it wasn't that hot. It got a little chilly. But we're having a great summer, and we're getting ready to go into the fall.
Yes.
And we know sometimes people really, that transition time can be very difficult. So tonight I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Rae Brown, and he represents Zo Speaks. And he's gonna tell us who he is and all these great things. So why don't you just talk? Hi. Hey, what's up?
I'm so happy to be here on this show. It really is an honor. That was a great introduction. I'm like, wow, I almost forgot you were talking about me for a second.
No.
But yes, I'm Zo Brown, and I do have a company called Zo Brown Speaks. It's a speaking, coaching, and consulting company.
Okay.
And that just came out of doing what it was that I naturally did, doing what I loved.
Okay.
And as a child, I always pictured myself speaking to people all over the world, doing presentations, dressed in suits. But there wasn't really a name for what I saw myself, what I wanted to become. I didn't know a name for it. And most people know names for their profession. I want to be a football player or a police officer.
Right.
But I just said I just want to be that guy. And so I would say I want to be a businessman.
Right.
That was the easiest way for me to describe it. But now I understand. It's a lot more than just being a businessman.
Okay.
Some will call me an entrepreneur, which is that is what I am. An entrepreneur, I look at it as somebody who offers solutions. Okay. There's a lot of problems, and a lot of us talk about the problems. We see them on the news, and I just got tired of talking about the problems, and I said I just want to offer solutions. Okay. And so that's what I'm doing through my company, Zo Brown Speaks.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So listen, just so the audience will know, you and I have spoken.
Yes.
We've befriended each other. Yes. We've talked a lot of times.
Same last name.
Same last name. That's right. That's right. That's a powerful last name, right?
Yes.
But I just want the audience to know, who is Zo Brown?
Wow, who is Zo Brown? Zo Brown is just a man. I'm a man. I'm 34 years young. I'm a thought leader. I'm a world traveler. I'm a development coach, and I help people develop plans so they can go from no to go. And basically, I help people who want to move to the next level in their life, but they don't really know exactly how to get started. Mm-hmm. And I found that I have a knack for identifying what people's strengths are, mm-hmm. For listening to them and identifying their strengths. And I just developed who I am. So that's why I call myself the development coach, your development coach.
Okay. So let's just back up a little bit. Yeah. So you say you help people go from no to go.
Yes.
So can you just explain that a little bit for me?
Yes.
No to go. Like who's saying no and where they going?
I think a lot of people say no to themselves.
Okay.
There's things that I think we all kind of know about our abilities, mm-hmm. and we all kind of know what it is that we're able to do, and also know some things that we want to do.
Okay.
But for some reason, a lot of people aren't doing those things. And it's because they're saying no to themselves.
Okay.
They may not think they're worthy. They may not have the esteem to do what it is that mm-hmm. they want to do. And I help them go from saying no to go and actually putting some of their ideas and thoughts into action.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So if someone is sitting out there and they're listening to us now,
Right.
and they have said no to nursing school,
Right.
just for an example, just for an example,
Right.
what would be the idea or the steps that they could take to getting to nursing school?
Right. If they were to work with me, I would help them to first identify their supports, things that support them and things that take away from their energy, from their life force. I will also help them to develop their strengths and weaknesses. And then I would eventually go into helping them actually plan when they're going to actually go to fill out the application,
Okay.
even if it's making a phone call,
Okay.
you know, just helping them plan those next steps. And it's so helpful because I think everybody needs accountability, even myself.
Okay.
You know, I'm in the midst of planning an event, and I often just pull on people that I know, and I say, can I take you out to dinner, please, and just pick your brain?
Right.
And a lot of times I just need that energy.
Okay.
You know, I know what I should be doing, but sometimes I just need that friend or that mentor to say, all right, Lorenzo, you need to actually start planning this right now. This is what you should start doing.
Okay.
You know, and a reasonable time when it should be done is by this date.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm literally taking somebody out to dinner for them to tell me what to do, but I'm asking for it, though.
Okay.
And because I just need that energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times, and I do understand, a lot of times we have dreams.
Yeah.
And I've learned years ago that if you don't put sinew to the dreams, you won't build muscles.
Right.
You know, and we need to
Absolutely.
build muscles. And I'm sure that there's someone out there listening today that you have some dream. You have thoughts about being great, and you have the ideas, you have the voices going on and telling you can do this, but then there are times where, you know what, you just don't know what to do, and the process just seems so grueling.
Yeah, it does. I've been there before. I've been in a position where I knew what I wanted to do, or I knew what I dreamed of, but for whatever reason, I was just not doing it. I was
Okay.
not moving. And you can blame that on a whole bunch of things, negative mindset, you know, but at the end of the day, you're the one that makes that decision to actually decide and move.
Right.
And you do whatever it takes that can help you with that process. So if it's meeting with some people, getting a coach, seeing a counselor, whatever it takes for you to actually get yourself into motion, you know, that's what you have to do.
Right. So what we're virtually saying is those excuses can't be excuses anymore. You gotta just say bye to the excuses.
Yeah.
You know, for 15 years it was I didn't have anyone to help me, but now you have somebody to help you. So now let's get rid of the excuses and let's go to the next level.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard for me to take a lot of excuses, you know, from people as well, because I know when I was in that position there where I was doing the same thing and I was using excuses, and if I wasn't saying it to somebody else, I was making excuses for myself as to why I wasn't doing a certain thing.
Okay.
Okay. And you know, and at the end of the day, you know, that it's your decision to actually make the decision to move. You know, it's all on you.
Okay.
And you know, and it has to be something that you want. And I have this saying that I like to say, the proof is in the action.
The proof
You know,
is in the action.
Yeah, you know, talking about it is one thing. You know, another saying, like me and some of my team members, because I'm in network marketing as well, and we say stop wishing and go get it.
Okay.
You know, wishes are great. You know, wishing and desires, those are great, but you actually need to go get those things that you're wishing about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then let's talk about the idea of what do you actually do on a daily basis to become the coach or be a coach, or what do you actually do what do you do, I guess is the question.
What I'll do. Okay, well, the speaking part, I do go to schools and I speak to children and I speak to people in the community. I'm a trainer by profession. I do work for the state of New Jersey. So I think working as a trainer has helped me to hone into some of those skills that I have now that takes it to be like a motivational speaker.
Okay.
So I talk to children about entrepreneurship, self-esteem, and now as a coach, I actually meet with people and I develop a program and I have tools set in place that I use to actually help them to meet their goals. So I have a career package, a family package, and just a general self-development package.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if an individual is listening today, they can go for career. Let's just say, for instance, career.
That's
so
the most common one. Most people
come.
come to me for career development.
Okay. And why, I mean, we didn't discuss this part, but why do you think career decision making is so needed at this time?
Well, I'm really big on entrepreneurship. You know, I talk about that a lot. When I first started doing this, one of my visions and goals was to connect with other entrepreneurs and other people, like-minded individuals, to kind of help them fulfill their dreams. And I see that I'm still doing that. It hasn't changed. But I think people just don't really see outside of their current circumstances. For example, I met with a young lady the other day, and she told me that she was interested in cooking. She loves to cook, and you know, she's from Newark, and you know, but she has like, she's a foodie. You know, she has a palate for different spices and flavors. And I said, you know what you can do? I said, you can do videos and put them on YouTube, and you know, start doing some of these recipes that you're talking about, and make videos and put them on YouTube, and you can actually, you know, show some of your friends how to actually make these things. You know, you can go to their house and, you know, and charge them for it. And then, you know, you can see like the light bulbs going off. She's like, wow, like I never thought of that. You know, and I said, you know, and all it was me listening to her and giving her a conversation. Another young lady that I'm working with, she's very good at couponing. I mean, she's definitely one of those people that can go in a store and come out with 2 shopping carts full of stuff, and she paid like $5 for everything. I mean, like, it's a science to that whole couponing thing. She organizes them. And, you know, this is just something that she does, and she puts it on Facebook, so people are looking to her. They hit her up in her inbox saying, oh, hey, can you show me how you do that? Show me how to coupon. And she said, I can't show anybody how to do it. I said, yes, you can. I said, you're going to sit down with them for an hour. You're going to show them how you organize the coupons. You're going to give them some tips. You're going to tell them where you get these coupons from, and you're going to leave them with a little sheet with some tips and suggestions, and you're going to charge them $100 for it. And she said,
and the light bulb went off.
And the light bulbs went off. And I said, you're going to take my system, you're going to duplicate it, and you're going to become the coupon coach. I never heard of no coupon coach before. You know, not nobody in the hood where I'm from. You know, and you know, and she was really like, wow, like I can really do this. And I said, my system is totally duplicatable. You just put your stuff in it. I created the skeleton. You put your own meat on it, and there you go. You can do the YouTube videos and, you know, show people what kind of sales and deals that you came across. And you know, she's with it.
Okay, so that sounds really great. So you really help the person in the process. So, you know, a lot of times we may not, and I say this too, you know, a lot of times we go to school for 12 years. After 12 years, we go to another school. Some of us go to another school for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, they tell us to go to school for 2 more years. And in the midst of that, they have not yet taught us how to really weed out what we don't want, what we really want. And I really think, Zo, I think the problem is no one is asking the question. What do you want to do? And when we can't articulate it, they say, oh, go to business school.
That was my first decision.
Go to business school. Well, go to business school for what? You don't have to go to school to be an entrepreneur.
No,
you really don't. You have to learn the principles of entrepreneurship, but you don't have to go to school to be an entrepreneur. So there's so many things, and I think the system has gotten us and our kids, right? Because I'm in schools as well, and our kids are afraid to dream. They're afraid to articulate what they really want to do. You know,
I think a lot of children, you know, because there's a system that's being promoted here, and you know, trust me, I went to college, I went to graduate school, I'm thankful for it. I definitely don't feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like I am using the skills that I got from that, but a lot of people don't feel that way. And the system
they have the $100,000 bill.
They have the same bill, but they feel as though that their like college and graduate school or whatever experience was a waste of money because they're not working in what they're doing and they're not making enough money in that, and you know, they feel kind of cheated. And this system tells us, you know, get this job, stay in this job for 35, 40, 45 years and retire and then live off of that. You know, this system isn't really designed to help us to acquire wealth. It makes it look like something that is only attainable by some. And you know, some children get that in the home. You know, they're raised with those ideologies of what entrepreneurship is, and you know, and they're taught about that at an early age. But unfortunately, a lot of the children aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So people aren't really taught to live on purpose.
Go to college and work hard. That's what they're taught.
Right. But we need to teach them to live on purpose.
Yes, yes.
Your purpose. Why are you here? And that may be the hardest question to answer. But if you grapple with that long enough, you'll realize that you have some talent.
Yes.
That you know, I know growing up, they used to say, your mouth, your mouth will always get you in trouble.
I got the same thing.
And you know what? I realized that my mouth was just the gifting.
Yeah.
I just needed to be trained. I just needed to be taught certain things.
Yeah, I think we had like similar upbringings with that respect, because I've been getting in trouble for my mouth since the kindergarten. I mean, I can remember, I have a very vivid imagination, and I remember my mother was constantly coming to school for me, and it was always his mouth. He talks out of turn. Oh, he's intelligent, but he talks over the teacher, or he outbursts, make jokes, or maybe he has like a little hyper issue, But I said, you know what? I'm gonna decide that I'm gonna let this gift make room for me, So I'm not getting in trouble anymore.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
So tell me, what inspires you?
What inspires me? People like you definitely inspire me. Like-minded individuals, people who are into personal development, and I've just been really getting into that, over the past few years. That's what inspires me. When I hear stories, personal stories, those inspire me. Of somebody who have triumphed despite of, and I say, wow, I actually have all 4 limbs. And I'm being lazy. I really don't have any excuse. Like, this person, doesn't even have use to the bottom half of their body, and and they're making all types of achievements. So things like that inspire me, and it causes me to use excuses even less. And then I have my different people that inspire me too, like Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker that I admire a lot. He pumps me up. When I listen to him, he definitely kills a lot of those excuses that you give yourself. He's holding you accountable. And just some other entrepreneurs, Marie Forleo, she's somebody who's famous on YouTube. She has a show called Marie TV, and I really like the topics that they discuss. I can name a whole lot of people. But these are just certain people that stick out to me.
And these names aren't really common. I haven't heard too many times
they're not.
About Eric or Marie.
Elliot Holst is another big one. He's actually like a strength coach, But I mean, I can really relate to the things that he's saying. He's really intelligent. So, but it's a lot of Of course, I like the Oprah Winfrey and Steve Harvey. They're great, but people who I actually listen to the most are people who aren't really that known.
All right, great. And you listen to most of them on social media, YouTube and all that. Okay. All right. So listen, tell me a little bit about where you come from. Where did you come? Did you come from New Jersey? Are you from New Jersey? Tell me a little bit. Well, because there's somebody, someone that's listening, I believe, that says, well, I come from over here and I don't have the exposure, or I come from over here and I have too much exposure. Where do you come from? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, my background, I'm a Jersey, born and raised, Jersey bred. I was born in Newark, New Jersey. And I lived there briefly in a foster home, actually. When I was born, I went directly into a foster home. And my mother got custody of me before I was old enough to really remember the experience, but I know that's a part of my story. And I was raised with my family in Hillside, New Jersey. I was raised in a house with about 10 people, grandmother, grandfather, mom, aunts, uncles, cousins, it was a whole gang of us.
Whole gang, okay.
Yeah. I never met my father, but I didn't really experience too much of a void because, I had my grandfather as a father figure. And then I've been working since I was 10 years old. So my first boss, the late Raja Muhammad, he was like a father figure to me too.
Okay. So, and you met him where?
He gave me my first haircut when I was 5 years old. And then when I was 10, my mother ran into him again. And then I like to make money at that age. I was always asking for money. I asked him to do odd jobs. So he said, would you like to be a barbershop sweep-up boy? So at 10 years old, I was making $40 a week.
Oh, wow.
Sweeping hair and mopping and, wiping down the windows.
Okay.
Had a lot of some good times. It was working around a lot of adults was definitely a good experience for me. They didn't hold back, so
right.
I heard a lot and I seen a lot. But you know, it was one of the best experiences in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and do you feel that your background, what you went through, all of the experiences, has that fortified you? Has that made you stronger? Has it made you bitter?
No, it's definitely made me stronger. My mother always kept it real with me at a very young age. And as I got older, she would explain things in more detail. But nothing was never a secret. And, you know, like where I'm from, I have seen a lot, you know, like I've seen, you know, drug abuse and violence and different things of that nature. And I think it all makes me stronger. Everything makes me stronger. I always look how I can profit from a situation, especially now after I've gotten to self-development. You know, I believe that even in the worst of situations, you can always have a profit, whether it be a lesson or a story or an occurrence or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was reading, I was in Barnes and Nobles the other day, and I think John Maxwell's new book is Success, or it says something, Success or Lessons.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's not failure. You know, we really have built up this thing that failure is so horrible. But sometimes I just think going through life and having changes and obstacles and mistakes, it's really lessons. They're really lessons for us.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you really have to see it that way, because if you don't, you'll be one of those people who constantly say, oh, it's because this happened in the past, why I can't move forward.
Right.
Or you didn't have, like, your father abuse you, like, you know, this happened to me and this is why I can't move forward.
Right.
I mean, a lot of things happen to a lot of people, but it has nothing to do with whether or not you can move forward.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's something that you're really doing to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also think that there is absolutely no one on earth that has never experienced any hardship.
Nah.
I don't care what culture, I don't care what background, I think everyone has experienced something in their life. And it could either make you go forward or stop you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So it's important that we understand that just because you're going through something doesn't mean you have to stop.
Absolutely.
You know, and I like it because I teach my sons as well that resilience. You have to be resilient.
Yes.
Learn from that and pick up the information and keep it moving.
Absolutely. If it didn't break you or kill you and you're still here, then, I mean, that's a good thing. Like, you know, it's this comedian, like, I can't even remember his name. I know Mr. Chow from the Hangover. Okay. And he has, like, one of them things on Instagram, you know, he said, but did you die? Right. Look, as long as you are still here with breath in your body, you can do some things.
Right. And
you know, you might have to do it a different way depending on your circumstances, but you can still do some things.
Right, and you can get support. And I think that's also important. I think that's also important because sometimes people feel that they have to fly solo. No.
I think that's huge, you know, and I talk a lot about that when I speak about networking and connections. It's so important. I can't do anything by myself. I mean, you have to make choices and decisions, but you know, a lot of opportunities came from me meeting other people and connecting with other people, and you know, having opportunities presented to me. And you know, I'm a firm believer in that. You know, you're not really successful by yourself. You know, it's like the others around you that are helping you and that are supporting you, and they'll come.
Right. Yeah. And what about this piece? You know, and I've heard this too, and I don't know if you've heard much of it, but nobody will help me.
Yeah.
I need help. Like, nobody will help me. That pity.
I believe attitude is so important. So important. Having a positive mental attitude. I think when you start to confess things like that, it becomes your reality. Nobody will help me. Nobody will help me. I remember feeling like nobody's helping me. But I wouldn't let it come out my mouth, though. You know, because you can have feelings about things. They're your genuine feelings, but you kind of have to work out some things in your head. And am I having a pity party here? Like, I mean, like, didn't somebody just help me? You know, because some people say nobody will help them, but like people are helping them, but they're not even giving it credit or giving it energy. You know, maybe somebody didn't help you today, but your attitude really determines
Your
like
altitude.
your outcome.
Your
altitude. I like that.
Yeah, your attitude determines your altitude.
It does.
Right.
It really does.
Right. So listen, we're almost finished. The show is almost finished.
Wow.
And I know. I said almost. We got a few more minutes. But I just want to just really address something that I think is very important. And we also talked about this. What kind of legacy would you like to leave your community?
Okay, the legacy that I would like to leave my community is, like even long after I'm gone, I want people to remember me and to remember any system that I've put in place that is here to help my people rise. It's here to help my people to use their creativity and to tap into that and to understand and to have the self-esteem that they can do anything that they want to do. Okay. There's a lot of trauma that has affected the Black community, and some may even say that that trauma is passed on through DNA. Okay, but I really believe that if we can look within ourselves and we can tap and build up our self-esteem, work on our personal development, and actually, develop ourselves and our skills, we can transform and overcome anything, even if it is genetic, even if it is carried through our DNA. And that's the legacy I want to leave. I want people to feel empowered that they can start a business and they can totally make it up. It doesn't even have to be something that somebody did before. You can do anything. Somebody invented everything in here.
Right.
Everything in here was an idea in somebody's mind before it manifested.
Right.
And I just want people to know and understand that they have that same power to create, because we were created by the Creator to be creative.
To be creative.
Yes.
That's really powerful. I thank you a lot. So listen, we're getting ready to close this segment of the show, and we really want you, the audience, to know that living more is so important.
Yes.
That you begin to really assess your life, become aware of where you are. I don't know what part of the process you're in, but if you're at the beginning and you don't know what the heck you want to do, start looking into things that excite you. What are your passions? And you know what? These questions have been going around for years.
Yes.
What's your purpose? What's your passion? What would you live for? What would you die to do? Or that kind of stuff. So understand there's always different segments of the process, and understand that you can be the best you. You can start out just small. If like we talked about the nursing student, you can start. Did you graduate high school? Right. That's number one. Then go to the next part. What kind of nurse do you want to be? Do you want to deal with adults? Do you want to deal with children?
Yes.
What's your temperament like? Then after that, take your time, ask questions, talk to people that have been in the industries, people that have done what you want to do, and ask. People don't mind answering questions about themselves, and then start going through the process. Get a support system. It's so important not to be on this by yourself.
Right.
We're here for you. We'd love to hear from you. This is Zo Brown from Zo Brown Speaks.
Yes.
The coach, the development coach.
That's right.
He's powerful. Right on your screen, you see his contact information. He wants to hear from you. He wants to know if he can help you. He'll support you. He'll talk to you. I think he's a good young man. And keep in contact with him. And not to say the least, I'm here for you as well. Live more, fear less.
Yes.
Living more with Rae is
right.
what we're all about. It's purposeful living in these days and times. Look to hear from you. God bless you. And a young man, young woman, boy, girl, mom, dad, we really want you to make it. We really want you to be powerful. We know that there's greatness inside of you. We know that you're able to do anything. And I want you to know that everyone goes through a struggle. Everyone needs support. They may not talk about it, but I'm here to let you know that we're about helping you get to where you need to go. Now, listen, you can contact me. Feel free. My information is on the screen. You can let us know how we can help you. Whatever area of life you're in, may it be in your career, may it be in your personal development, may it be in your health. However, We're here to support you. God bless you.
Great.
Yes.